खान और आप देख रहे हैं आइज ऑन एंटरटेनमेंट ऑन द सिविलाइज प्लेटफॉर्म। आज मेरे साथ हैं अली काज़मी, पाकिस्तान के फेमस एक्टर, कनेडियन भी फेमस एक्टर हैं, एंड अ वेरी डियर फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन। वेलकम अली टू द शो।
Hi Huma, how are you? Assalamualaikum. And
हाँ. So it's so nice to have you. I haven't seen you for a while. Your COVID ke chakkar mein, I think everybody's lost touch a little bit. But it's so good to see you and talk to you. And I want to catch up with everything that you've been up to. I know everybody's kind of been on hold, but you're still working on some things. Pehle to, let's start off with, I know you don't like to kind of associate, but you are, mashallah, you're the son of a great Pakistani actor, Rahat Kazmi, and your mom as well, Sahira Kazmi, who are legends in the Pakistani industry. And you started off obviously with that path. So tell me a little bit about growing up in a artistic family.
well, it's I have to say कि बहुत ही खूबसूरत और बहुत ही अच्छी. I was blessed to have that. I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing in many ways. Really, I'll say that my parents are genuinely, as you grow older, you think about things, and you realize that I think the most beautiful thing was that my parents were never superstars or anything at home, or never said कि बेटा तुमने भी यही path लेना है, तुमने भी legend बनना है and whatever. They were just good people, you know, and they're वो लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं, and उन्होंने हमें अच्छी value सिखाने की कोशिश की. उन्होंने पैसों पे value नहीं डाली, stardom पे value नहीं डाली कभी भी. It was always about the art, and it was always about trying your best and making the most out of life.
Yeah.
So I think those that I remember, and I think it really was. It was like growing up in a film school. It was like growing up with just really regular parents, you know, and I think my grandparents had a big hand in it as well. I think growing up with grandparents, that wisdom is something else, you know.
Yeah. And mashallah, obviously out of respect, I had to mention them because they are such legends and well-known, artists. But I've known you for many years, and the one thing that I love about you is, first of all, you're very humble, and the second thing is that you never, I mean, even though coming from such a prominent background, artistic background, household, आपने अपनी एक identity अलग बनाई है. And you Canada में भी और पाकिस्तान में भी आपने काफी hard work. Huh? No, you absolutely have. And like आपका hard work जो आपने किया है just to establish yourself independently. Tell me a little bit about that. Yeah, what prompted you to kind of take that route rather than जिस तरह आप even Bollywood में देखते हैं typical star households के बच्चे, they kind of go on the same, use the name or whatever. But I find that you've really made yourself a separate kind of identity, which is great.
Thank you. Omar. Thank you. That means a lot. That's very sweet of you.
Honest
I don't know. I'm still trying. Every day is a new day, and you try your best. Lekin, I think again, it comes from the fact that I think the parents genuinely always instilled in us that you have to do your best, and what you do matters. Sirf legacy ज़रूरी नहीं है. जो आप करोगे, that will make the difference. Your own effort. And that always stuck with me, and it's something that I've always loved. This job is something that I've always had a passion for. My parents never forced me. In fact, I think my dad would have been happier if I was an astronaut or an astrophysicist. I'm a huge sci-fi and science geek. I would have loved to approach an astronaut if I could, but I really do love this job, and I have loved it. The bug bit me since I was a kid. मुझे बचपन से फिल्मों को डाइसेक्ट करने का, और मैं जितने गौर से बचपन से देखता था, and I used to have my own stories in my head, and मैं सारी फैमिली को बिठा के I used to mimic everybody and make my own stories about everybody and give them my whole epic saga I used to make every week. मेरा अपना शो होता था घर में. You know, so I think my journey began then, and to be honest, I never looked back. मुझे तब से ही प्यार था इस चीज से. I was in Dhoop Kinare. I was played my father's flashback in the orphanage when I was about 7 years old.
Wow.
And honestly, I think the biggest thing for me was I just want to do my best at this, And here's where the bad part comes in. The bad part is that people will always judge you against your parents as a yardstick. Exactly. Because they are superstars, they have achieved things that I can only dream of. But I think the beauty of that is कि आपने भूल जाना है कि there is a shadow. You can't. There's always going to be that thing. I don't take it as a shadow. I take it as, yes, my parents are great. I accept it. I love that fact. They're my parents, and I'm proud of them. But I know that I was born to do this. I love this job. My whole point was how to keep bettering it and how to keep bringing innovation into what I do. And my whole thing was always, even my career in Pakistan, before that, from being a child artist to being one of the first few professionals, young professionals that took it seriously since I was a teenager. Because at that time, the people would ask, "Acha beta," even when I got to my 20s, you would meet aunties and people that would ask you, "Beta, अच्छा तो आप actor हैं, हम आपके parents कितने बड़े fan हैं, आप इतना अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, आप और क्या करते हैं?" मैं कहा, "आंटी, अगर मेरे parents के लिए भी ये job ठीक था, तो मेरे लिए ठीक नहीं है। मुझे और कुछ करना जरूरी है।"
आंटियों ने तो कुछ कहना ही होता है।
It's unfathomable as well कि क्या आप इतनी success पा सकेंगे as your parents did. And the whole idea is that once you're in the job, you want to take it forward and you want to make it your own. So I always try to do as many different characters and try to bring variation into performances and not just stick with the romantic hero, because then I was like, अच्छा ये तो फिर will be only direct comparisons with my father. And then my idea was, which was probably the biggest step and the step I think I'm most proud of as a human, is that I decided to, at the peak of my career in Pakistan, at 25, what I'd already done about 20 plus drama serials. I'd done about 40 plus telefilms, and I was in every commercial. I was the it boy. I was the first host of Pepsi Battle of the Bands. I was the first jazz boy, Tabal boy, you name it. I was that boy. And at 25, I decided to leave all that behind and say, what's next? Because we didn't have films in Pakistan. And us waqt tak we had taken a lot of that soapy influence from India, from Indian television, from that Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi era in 2007. And I was like, it's time for a change. I think agar abhi nahi kiya to kabhi nahi kar sakna. So I left for Canada, and I took that leap. And I went to film school here. I went to drama school here. I started from zero here. And that was probably the most horrifying and terrifying, and yet the most rewarding my life. Because that's the thing that separates from being a boy to becoming a man. And starting completely on your own, where even though I was doing that in Pakistan, but I know that there would people still be thinking, I didn't want to be 40 years old and people saying ke ठीक है लेकिन parents की वजह से तो आया है, वरना
exactly. And that's quite a bold step at that time, at the peak of your career, to kind of just be like, you know what, I'm going to go, and you're in a completely new environment. यहाँ पर it's a Pakistani platform, and Pakistani fans आपके काफी नहीं शायद जानते होंगे कि आपने यहाँ पर भी बहुत काम किया है. You've worked in Bollywood, you've worked in Hollywood, you've worked in local Canadian productions, and you also यहाँ पर China Syndrome, where we worked together. Actually, Ali's coached me on many voiceovers. हमने काफी काम करते भी किया है. So tell me about, how did you plant yourself in the, how did you transition from going from a Pakistani drama actor or Pakistani film industry? What were the differences and the challenges that you faced coming into the North American field?
So I think that was it, man. You summed it up well. Thank you. It's that I think the drive and the hunger was very strong. मैंने कहा था कि मैं कुछ करके दिखाऊंगा, and I will. Because everybody, when I was leaving as well, they're like, यार, what are you going to do there, man? क्यों जा रहे हो? अब यहाँ पे स्टार हो, वहाँ पे क्या करोगे यार? टैक्सी चलो, real estate करोगे? The misconceptions and the preconceived notions everybody has. मैं कहा नहीं यार, I'm going to go to film school there, I'm going to go to drama school there, and the only Desi I knew at the time who was making something of himself and was known then. Even Riz Ahmed was not. This is about 11, almost 12 years ago now. Riz Ahmed was not very known. Aziz Ansari was not known then. Kumail Nanjiani was not known then. Mindy Kaling was not known then.
No.
The only one that was actually about to, I know, was about to star in some big stuff was Farhan Tahir.
Yes.
Because the big villain. He finally got his big break in the Iron Man movie.
I've seen him
he'd been struggling for a while.
Very, very talented actor. Yeah.
You know, and I know him, and he's a very talented guy, but it takes a while. So I think everybody was worried, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I said, you know, you have to believe. And I knew my belief was strong. I believed you have talent, you have the drive. If you study and then you put it out there. And I was like, you know, what's the next step? And I had a few barriers to break in my head as well. But first of all, you have to check your ego at the door. You're not a star. You're nobody. You are a working professional that is going to find your way and start from zero, which is fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And you have to burn the boats. I promised myself, I put a self-exile on myself. I was like 5 to 6 years in Pakistan ke liye koi kaam nahi karunga. And that's tough. Leaving those offers, leaving those things behind. I was an earning member of my family since I was a teenager. I stopped taking money from my parents when I was 17 because I said, you know, this is it. I need to, you know, like about my own way. So yahi tha. So I was like, you know, it's strange to not have that all of a sudden. You know, I was newly married. Then, and I was like, what am I going to give my wife? What am I going to... So all these questions. And also I was like, you know, I want to take the family legacy to the next step.
Which you have.
Parents have stepped forward and didn't do the international route yet. They wanted to. I know they wanted to.
Yeah.
But they did so much for Pakistan, and that took so many years of their time that by then it was, you know, it was late for them in their mind. I said, you know, how will I make the parents proud? They've given me so much. What can I give back to them? How will I take the legacy forward, you know? And this was it. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. So these 2-3 चीजें थी. But I was like, let's burn the boats. थोड़े time के लिए पाकिस्तान के लिए काम नहीं करूँगा, सफर करूँगा, लेकिन ठीक है, it'll be fine. And the hopes and dreams of making it here and surviving purely on your own talent and your own merit, where nobody, when I'm 40, nobody's going to turn around and tell me, you know what, सिर्फ अपने parents की वजह से acting कर रहा है, सिर्फ अपने parents
which is so amazing. Yeah, and that's one of the great.
That was like
it
was like a booth. It was like my own.
Determination.
I had sat I was like, nahi, Kazmi.
And it's amazing because that's, I mean, everybody talks about laws of attraction की बात करते हैं हम कि जो आप सोचेंगे जिस चीज की तरफ आप काम करेंगे वो हो जाती है. And I think that you've absolutely proven that. I mean, कोई आपका IMDb भी check कर ले, your list of accomplishments and the jobs and the work that you've done is amazing, and it's kind of surreal. It must have been surreal, like, you know, you kind of manifested that, और आपने खुद ये चीजें, you know, you made your dream come true.
And that brings me to a very interesting point, Huma, which is that I know that so starting from that zero level and then doing a lot of odd jobs, मैंने जिन studios में मैं अब काम करता हूँ, and I work for the US and Canada in which are major studios. मैंने उन स्टूडियो में पोछे मारे, मैंने स्टूडियो में लोगों को कॉफियां ला के दी हैं, और उन स्टूडियो में लोगों को सिर्फ स्क्रिप्ट प्रिंट करके लाता था कि sir, your script, sir, you know. And now to be working with those great professionals and to be somewhere is I would proudly say is something that I have achieved, and I'm proud to say that, because it was a real journey, man. It was starting where I would meet Desi fans here that was a fan of my work from Pakistan, and when I would tell them कि हाँ जी मैं film school में हूँ ये वो, and they'd be like अच्छा ये मेरे चाची का नंबर ले लें, वो टैक्सी स्टैंड है उनका, सर आप थोड़े टाइम में वही कर रहे होंगे पर्सनली. अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने कहा इंशाल्लाह you wait, आप मुझे यहाँ टेलीविजन देखेंगे फिर बात करेंगे. मैंने कहा सर good luck, कोई नहीं, चलो delusional है ठीक है.
But I mean, you know, your history is extensive. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
But sorry, I was just going to say that really fuels the fire. You can take it two ways, right?
Yeah.
Take it two ways. Take it, yaar, सही बात है यार, मैं क्या करूँगा यार, and आप बस it can really and there's days when you go through that, but you have to have the hunger, and I know कि that's when you realize what you're truly destined for. जब आप बिल्कुल ही उस लेवल पे होते हैं ना, जब आप कहते हैं कि यार मेरे पास आज खाने के पैसे कम है, तो मैं ये एक्टिंग क्लास करूँगा या खाने के पैसे दूँ?
Yeah.
And you go for that acting class instead, and you realize कि उस rock bottom के time पे आपको realize होता है what you're destined for and what you're not, because उस वक्त दो दरवाजे होते हैं. Allah helps those who help themselves.
That's right.
What I believe.
Such a
God
big
has a destiny for you. God has a destiny for you, but you have to open those doors to that destiny. Because there's two ways you can.
Yeah.
I could have caved and said कि यार मैं पाकिस्तान के लिए काम शुरू कर लेता हूँ, यहाँ पे बाहर में गया यार, गोरों के साथ काम करना छोड़ो यार, क्या बनाऊंगा यार. But I was, no man, how will I make my people proud? How will I make my parents proud? How will I make my nation proud? The whole goals I had set for myself, I have to get there somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm slowly and steadily. I started, auditioning for everything under the sun while I did 2 odd jobs, while I tried to give back to my wife and my family here. I did film school at the same time, and I was sleeping maybe 3 hours, 4 hours in a day. I would sleep on the commute. You see me on the TTC.
No, that's amazing, because आपने मतलब you've worked in Bollywood as well, and यहाँ पर भी आपने locally बहुत काम किया है. What was your, I mean, you did a film a few years ago, which was Deepa Mehta ki jo film thi Biba Boys, where we had a lot of local Canadian, South Asian actors as well, and you worked with Randeep Hooda. So uske baare mein bata, what was that like? And you've also worked on other projects in Bollywood.
Yeah, Humayt, you know me well. That's, so your question is very on point. The Biba Boys was actually a big turning point for me.
Yeah.
Because and I had done a lot of Canadian American TV series, and I was finally in my head ready for the big leagues. I was like, all right, I've done a lot of Canadian American TV shows now, and I'd done a Hollywood film by then as well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, like, when will that moment come? Will I be able to work with the people I've really admired growing up and the people I've really wanted to work with in Canada? And Deepa Mehta is such a name, as we all know. Oscar-nominated director, a force to work with, and she's a game changer. She's a life changer. To be honest with you, and it was a dream. I always wanted to work with her, and that whole process was it was unbelievable, and it did change my life. I'll be honest with you, because वो बहुत turning point था मेरे लिए as a person as well, because तब तक I had come to a point where I had spent those 5-6 years building my career here in Canada and in the US. And I was at a crossroad where finally news had reached to Pakistan, which is what I wanted. News had reached to Pakistan as well, that AlI Kazmi is not sitting around in Canada. He's not just disappeared, but it's working on. Yeah. And finally there were these... Because after a while, ये होता है कि if you don't work consistently for a while, there's so much competition in the world that you're, even in Pakistan, the offers started to disappear, right? And I was worried, but I was like, nahi, you got to spend your time doing and that knowledge and the work. And you reach a point where people start asking you, Acha, there was a whole media boom that happened in Pakistan, which I missed out on because I was working and auditioning and studying here. So people started asking me, are you sad you missed out on this whole Fawad and Myra and Humsafar boom and all the channels boom and all that money, and you said no to, and now you here. I was like, this experience that I've gained here, this is what's gonna give me the marathon run. This is what the difference between the lambi race and the 100-meter dash. So I'm like, it's fine. मैं खो दूंगा, लेकिन inshallah in the long run this is what's going to help. And that's where it got me to this point of Biba Boys, where I'd reached this point where I was about to also consider working back for Pakistan.
Yeah.
And Jackson Heights
That's
was that
right.
project which I did right after.
Very, very, very popular
And
series.
usse pehle Viva Boys was that point for me, which was that final big break in Canada, which was a big feature film, an international feature film that I could call my own and be a main part of the cast of. And then say, you know what, after that, I was waiting for that moment, because then I was going to tell, I was told myself, I was like, now, Kazmi, you've done theater, you've done film, you've done TV in Canada and the US. Now you can work back in Pakistan and say, you know what, man, yes, let's work back in Pakistan. Not by saying, कि यार, वो मैं वापस आ गया, वहाँ पे कोई काम नहीं मिला, but by saying that, all right, I'm an actor that is representing you globally, and let's do this thing. So ये था, and even the way Beaver Boys happened was really cool, because I just Arshad Khan just told me that, you know, that you should audition for this film, and I went in for literally like a blind audition, and I sent in my resume and stuff and whatever, and within a week their production company called me in, and I went in for a blind audition, and to see then after that blind audition and email in your inbox from Deepa Mehta is probably like getting a response from like
amazing
university. But and it took me a while to open the click on that email. I was like, yeah, will it be? What is it? Please, you're terrible. Stop acting.
Yeah. But that's amazing. I mean, mashallah said, like, there's people like you, jo Pakistan ka naam abroad roshan kar rahe hain, and you're making a name for yourself. And then you're also like, you transitioned back and you started to work again in your home country. The break that you took from when you were working as a child actor, and then you took the break and worked in, you know, other countries and whatnot. When you went back, was there a significant difference that you saw in the industry? And what were some of the changes that you noticed when jab aap वापस आए?
So I had kept in touch with obviously, like, I'd grown up with the industry, so most of the people I was still in touch. So I knew what to expect, what not to expect. Jackson Heights was right after Beaver Boys, and it was my sort of, I guess, come back to Pakistani TV. It wasn't supposed to be. It was just happened to be so. It did well. Allah ka shukar hai. It was Mehreen's Mehreen Jabbar's baby.
Yeah, very
and
popular.
I found what was different was it wasn't just about the art anymore, because I was still from the PTV days and the days when there was just there was Aaj TV, and there was just like Hum had not even started out yet, and a lot of the channels had, you know, like ARY had just started out, and Geo had just started out. Hum was not really big then. There was, you know, so I felt that it changed from becoming not just about art, but more of a business, which is good and is good for the industry, but sometimes is bad for the artwork. And also, I think it became a lot about popularity, which is kind of sad sometimes, because yes, a lot of good work happening as well, and I was happy to see that, you know, it had properly become a business, it's become a profession. I know those same aunties that used to say कि बेटा और क्या करते हो, वो like बेटा जरा हमारे बेटे को भी डाल दो ना इसी फील्ड में बेटा कुछ तो. That's a good change. A lot of good change, that become a respected profession, instead of saying कि यार ये तो सिर्फ एक मिरासी है या ये तो कुछ नहीं करता, came into something a force to be reckoned with. Arts were taken a little more seriously, because we were actually giving back a lot to the economy, and it was a serious money to be made as well, being an artist, which was great. That was good to see. But also it became a lot about it being a popularity contest, and I wasn't used to that, because I was part of the PTV generation where it was literally a lot of intellectuals, a lot of people doing it for the art, and art was first, and if money came, good.
That's a bonus.
If
That's
not,
a bonus. वो आपकी थोड़ी सी nature भी है. Like I've known you for a long time. I think we first met at IFA in 2011, and I've seen you work and I've seen you progress. And आपने कभी, and this is, I can vouch for Ali myself, कि कभी कोई role को आपने मतलब इस तरीके से नहीं देखा कि this role is too, मेरे लिए बहुत छोटा role है, या मेरे लिए it's not good enough for me. Like it's a very a good trait of an artist, because you don't think of yourself ego की जिस तरह आपने बात की थी, कोई role बड़ा छोटा नहीं होता. You pretty much do it because you enjoy what you do.
I think in that case, I feel bad for my family, for my sons and for my wife, because I think they're gonna give me gali someday ke Dad, thanks a lot for choosing art over money, because but you know, I mean, I think the thing is you have to stay up with the times and you have to compete and you have to, and I'm all for that. I think but I think what's happening a lot in our industry is that there's a lot of good work happening, but I think the popularity contest and a lot of things are happening also on the base of followers. And अच्छा ठीक है, ये अच्छा एक्टर है लेकिन उसके फॉलोअर्स ज्यादा है तो उसको ले लो, इसको सेकंड बीट पे ले लेंगे, या इसको दे देंगे, जबकि that's not how it should work, because that's, you know, not how it works in the world. So I think slowly we need to kind of recover that aspect of things. That yes, there's a lot of work happening as well, but I think a lot of the merit is going to the popularity side and not to the artists.
The sugar-coated actors, just go get. Just that, I mean, recently we lost such a great actor like Irfan Khan, who was like one of the best. I mean, another example of somebody who did it for the love of the art, and the popularity didn't mean anything to him. So you're definitely along those same lines. But unfortunately, in the industry, I think is very much like that. That it's based upon, you know, fame and popularity, and it's nice and refreshing to see artists who kind
of. But I think Huma, like I said, to be honest, in the long run, even the audience knows. This is my view, and I think audience ko kabhi halka nahi lena, which I think a lot of producers do sometimes, is that the audience also will be the judge, and the audience after some time वो कुछ time बर्दाश्त कर mediocre talent, लेकिन कुछ time के बाद वो कहेगी नहीं भाई, where's the real stuff? We want to see the actors, real actors perform, you know, because the audience also. We forget sometimes the audience gets content from all around the world these days. So they know what's good and bad now. Like it's not like कि उनके पास कोई option नहीं है. उनके पास बहुत options है. So I think in some time वो ये है कि वो popularity is a flash in the pan. वो कुछ थोड़े time के लिए popular होंगे, लेकिन it's only real talent which will actually stay the distance. So I think that even like Pakistan is definitely on the forefront of making some great strides in film and TV. Our film has come up really quick, which I'm happy with.
Such a difference.
And even in television now, I think bilkul, we've gone from 0 to 100, you know,
a lot.
Quick. And evolve. But I think that in some time, definitely hamara art cinema bhi badega, and you know, hamari streaming web content bhi badega. So I think you'll see a lot of change in the next decade. Which I'm happy to be a part of.
I'm from the Nazia Hassan, Zuhaib Hassan days of Pakistan. That's what I remember. Like I remember the old school Lollywood type of Pakistan. Like I you know, obviously, Canada mein reh ke I was out of touch. But even now, like I saw your movie Dobara Phir Se, which was amazing, and the evolving of the industry and the evolving of the content and the quality of production, it's really improved. So that's a very positive thing to see happening in Pakistan. So uske alawa your
absolutely
go ahead if you want to comment on that a little bit.
You know what I hope to see what we need now. We need more institutions like NAPA, like the National Academy of Performing Arts. We need more institutions that train the technicians, that train the actors, that train the creators and train the writers of our industry, so that ab jo professionalism aa gaya hai, jo usko next level pe leke jaye. There should be more auditions held. Abhi bhi auditions kam hoti hain and things are given on popularity and things like that. There should be auditions held for any big role as well, you know. Because sachi mein, over here, like in Hollywood and in Canada and things, and even in India for that matter, when you beat out 3,000 people that are meant for that role as well, that are trained and professional and you know, may have a better resume than you or whatever it is, but your audition that day beat out those 3,000 people. You know, that feeling really makes you understand the extent of what we do. You know, and then you truly realize fans ko na nahi kehta hu, fans se baat karta hu, aur I'm very open about that.
You are,
because you realize then that
you're very approachable.
No, because you realize that Because the truth is, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm
No,
cutting
no,
you
that's
off.
okay. वो connection में भी थोड़ी सी वो issue हो रहा है, but go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that because the whole deal behind that is that you realize that, you know what, that's when you realize that you are destined to do this, and you are giving something back to people that are watching you in their darkest time. You know, whether it's Corona, whether it's a sad day that they're having, whether it's whatever, they forget that moment to watch you, whether it's on TV or film.
It's in his,
And you're a part of these people's life.
yeah.
And when you beat out so many people to get that role, you realize, guys, imagine all these trained professionals that may be better looking than you, that may be more trained than you. Maybe at that moment, you have beat them out by auditioning and doing a better job at that moment.
And that's
And
something, yeah. So,
that's something else. And
yeah, go ahead.
that won't happen if like, you know, if you just have people that have done one project and don't have any experience from before, and then they're given all these things. थोड़ा सा vetting process, थोड़ा सा auditioning process को थोड़ा सा stricter बनाना पड़ेगा, ताकि जो competition है वो और बढ़े. You know, and your performance levels will go even higher. I think.
And I think, you know, you're definitely one of the people who's going to help that change happen. And I see it happening already. Pakistan mein kafi, you know, changes aa rahe hain. As far as COVID is concerned, now, abhi aapka bada interesting ek incident hua tha. Aapki jo nayi film aa rahi hai, Ishrat. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Abhi cast reveal hua tha, and I think that you guys had a little exciting adventure related to that film. Uske bare mein aap thoda sa bataye, and also tell us about the film a little bit.
Well, Ishrat is an offshoot of the cult famous sitcom Ishrat Baji from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And Ishrat became a really cult and really mazdar character because it was about a guy in a mohalla that was a truly relatable guy and played by Moheb, who played it brilliantly. I remember. And his name happens to be वो मोहल्ले का लड़का है boy, his name is Ishrat. So people tease him Ishrat Baji, and you know, and how that affects him psychologically, and how he tries to overcome that, and what secret skill he has, and what can he do, you know, to come into his own. It's basically a journey, a coming of age journey for a guy. And Ishrat, made in China, the magic is that it's a really interesting imaginative world that Moheb has created, and it really is an ensemble where it's nothing without the characters. So I think everybody has such an interesting pivotal part to play in this film, and the characters were strictly written for the actors that are playing them.
Nice.
Oh, that's it's not like
wow.
वो बिल्कुल एक reciprocal scene है where the characters are written for the specific actors that are playing them. तो ये एक मजा है. And I think it really is going to be something different. It's going to be, I know people say that all the time, but it really is unlike any kind of Pakistani cinema you've seen before. It's a unique brand of comedy that Mohib and we all have tried to bring to, and a unique brand of action as well. This kind of action, you know, it's pretty slick. There's some martial arts. There's like some big action sequences that you will not have seen before. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the adventure that we had.
Yes.
The concept, the concept has been a long time coming. 6 years ago, I remember discussing with Moheb. Moheb had this planned out this really imaginative world for Ishrat, and I was totally on board. And when he told me the character and stuff, he really let all the actors free in terms of that many years ago, 5-6 years ago, being part of the development process. So we all kind of added to our characters in improv and what it should look like, and what, you know, and there's a certain style to the film which is really unique as well, which you'll see. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
And that whole thing is kind of it comes from being inspired by different genres of movies. Like Mohib and myself are big Guy Ritchie fans, big Tarantino fans, and Stephen Chow is this really cool filmmaker that made Kung Fu Hustle, and अगर आपने उनकी फिल्में नहीं देखी तो you must. Okay. Very, very cool guy. Yeah. And so it's kind of got this really unique vibe. So we were really on board, and then it took us. We started filming it over a year ago.
Yeah.
लास्ट ईयर की जनवरी में, एंड दिसंबर अर्ली जैन में हमने शुरू किया था, एंड रास्ते में बहुत रुकावटें आई, बहुत इश्यूज हुए, इश्यूज भी हुए, इंजरीज भी हुई एक्शन सीक्वेंसेस के दौरान, बहुत चीजें हुई, एंड फाइनली दिस वाज आवर लास्ट स्टेप. ये हमारा फाइनल फेज था, फाइनल स्पेल था थाईलैंड में. एंड वहां पे it was at a time where Corona was just slowly coming up, and none of us were taking it that seriously yet. We didn't know the extent of it, and the whole world was not ready for it yet. It was end of April. Slowly लोग precautions ले रहे थे, तो you know, Thailand में थे cases थे नहीं उस वक्त at the time at all, and अभी भी नहीं है. Thailand was really on the ball with this whole with the precautionary measures that they were taking. So there were about 40 cases. So we're like, you know, we decided, and it was a very safe process and things, and we decided to go there. And I was one of the first few people that arrived there with the production team, and I was also one of the first people that was going to get free from the thing, you know, how it happened to be planned. It wasn't, you know, it was luck, I guess. एंड हम वहां पहुंचे, एंड वहां पे भी ऑलरेडी वहां पे पहुंचने के लिए द टोरंटो एयरपोर्ट, व्हिच वन ऑफ द बिजीएस्ट एयरपोर्ट इन द वर्ल्ड, तब तक मैं हल्का ले रहा था. एंड व्हेन आई गॉट टू द एयरपोर्ट आई रियलाइज्ड, ओ माय गॉड, यहाँ तो कोई नहीं है. एयरपोर्ट बिल्कुल खाली था. एंड आई गॉट फ्रॉम माय हाउस, व्हिच इज अबाउट 25 minutes away, to the my flight का गेट. आई लेफ्ट हियर 8:30, और मैं कोई 8:55 9 बजे से पहले मैं I was at the gate. Wow. And I was like, oh god, happened way too fast. This is crazy. खैर वहां पहुंचे, and वहां we had all these crazy action sequences, and everything was really efficient and really well planned out. There was a Thailand crew and a Pakistani crew, and it was like really efficient and really seamless. It was our last spell. We were on the ball to like really get this finish, and we wanted to get it out there by this year, by year, and वहां पहुंचे, सब कुछ was online, everything was good, and there was a lot of efficiency. Everybody was wearing masks, there was social distance already being taken place. We used to have an ambulance on set, and everybody's temperatures used to be taken every day, and बड़ा streamlined, अच्छा process.
Very organized, yeah.
हाँ, बड़ा सही process था. And then at the end of it, March 18th is when I came back, and उसी में I realized, at the airport I realized कि what is this virus going to mean for the rest of the world, and what is going to mean for Pakistan. Unfortunately, वो ये था कि हमें अब Thailand airport में दुनिया भर से लोग होते हैं. There's people from, you know, there's people from, you know, the world over. There's क्या नाम है, and we had a lot of international fans as well, which is really sweet. Like there's Indians, there's Pakistanis, there's Sri Lankans, Bangladeshis from all over the world, and you know, and they know us because of our dramas and our films, and it's really
popular all over.
So, which is really sweet, which is really lovely. Like the Pakistani industry has grown so much as well. See, तो उसके अंदर से the difference was कि ये सारे लोग जो हैं, they all wanted to take pictures, but nobody wanted to shake your hand. Everybody was trying to keep the distance, and
respect हो रही थी.
respect से, तमीज से, you know, and सबने mask पहने हुए थे, ये वो. कुछ हमें देसी fans, and I love my desi fans. So your first also to hug them and whatever. लेकिन you know, मैंने कहा यार sorry, हमने कहा क्या हो गया अली भाई, सेल्फी लेते हैं. मैं कहा ठीक है, लेकिन दूर से. ओहो भाई क्या बात है, हम तो मुस्लिम हैं, हमें थोड़ी कुछ होगा, वैसी गर्मी में वायरस मर जाएगी, क्यों टेंशन ले रहे हैं.
Oh god, yeah, it's funny, and unfortunately, I mean, day-to-day life, Pakistan, maybe it's kind of going on as normal. So if you could say something to your fans in Pakistan and jo log dekh rahe hain, as far as, you know, precautions and social distancing, how important do you think it is, and you know, how can we kind of tackle that?
देखिए, you know, I'm talking to all the fans and all the Pakistanis out there. I love you all. आप जानते हैं मैं आप लोगों से कितना प्यार करता हूँ, तहे दिल से, and I love my country.
Yes, you do.
There's no place on earth like Pakistan, and that is true. चाहे कहीं भी रह लें दुनिया में, Pakistan is Pakistan. There's हमारे लोगों का दिल, हमारे कंट्री का माहौल, there's nothing like it. लेकिन प्लीज, आई नो हम थोड़े ढीठ भी हैं यही मसले, वी लाइक टू मार्च टू आवर ओन बीट, जो कि कूल है, नो प्रॉब्लम. लेकिन इस तरह के माहौल में जहाँ पे दुनिया भर में लोग प्रिकॉशंस फॉलो कर रहे हैं, आई नो हमें सिस्टम का शौक नहीं है, हमें लाइन में खड़े होने का शौक नहीं है, हमें प्रिकॉशंस फॉलो करने का शौक नहीं है कि ठीक है क्या होगा यार, अल्लाह मालिक है,
राइट,
अल्लाह मालिक वाली सिचुएशन नहीं है. यहाँ पे अल्लाह भी कह रहे हैं कि भाई प्लीज प्लीज ख्याल करें ताकि मैं आपका ख्याल कर सकूं. अल्लाह भी अभी सोच रहे होंगे कि आप प्लीज ख्याल करें, यू नो, ऐसे खामखा में इतनी जल्दी मेरे पास ना आए, कोई भी जल्दी नहीं है, because we need to, the thing is we were blessed, truly Pakistan was blessed by not having being hit as hard as the rest of the world. You know, the virus did not creep into our country as badly, and our cases quite under control in the beginning. But the issue is that it is usually as world over, जब Spanish flu भी hit हुआ था in the 1920s, हर बड़ी वायरस का second wave is always the biggest world over. इसमें सिर्फ देशियों की fault नहीं है, किसी की fault नहीं है. That's how viruses operate, because the second wave में generally everybody's kind of taking it a little bit easier, but we being Pakistanis, हम जरा और easy लेते हैं, जरा और back foot पे
ज़्यादा chill हो जाते हैं. कुछ नहीं होगा.
पपियां मारते हैं, क्रिकेट खेलते हैं.
Yeah, take it a little serious. Yeah, definitely.
हम सब आपसे ढेर सारा प्यार करते हैं, और हम सबको we are all in this together. हम सब ये पहली एक हमारी जनरेशन में एक पहली बार है where we are genuinely, the world is facing the same thing at the same time. So let's come together. इसमें कोई बुरी बात नहीं है. आप कोई लेस सुपरमैन नहीं हो जाएंगे, कोई हल्के नहीं हो जाएंगे अगर आपने थोड़ी सी प्रिकॉशन फॉलो कर ली. अगर अपना नहीं, आप बहुत सुपरमैन है, नो प्रॉब्लम. अपने बच्चों का सोचें, अपने अराउंड बुजुर्गों का सोचें, बड़ों का सोचें, बच्चों का सोचें, जिन लोगों की इम्यूनिटी चले आपकी जितनी स्ट्रांग नहीं है, उनके लिए मास्क पहन लें, उनके हाथ धो लें, एटलीस्ट एक दूसरे का ख्याल कर लें एज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, एज Muslims, even non-Muslims, as fellow humans.
Courtesy, inshallah.
I would say. Second wave जो है, we can control it. अभी भी time है, लेकिन I know this. मैंने आज ही stats देखे हैं that Pakistan's growth, unfortunately, from being so minimal, has reached the highest growth. To this is not what we want to be number one in. Let's be number one in like the things that matter. Please. So मैं सबसे कहूँगा कि let's be good. Let's not be heat this time, and let's stick together and let's follow precautions.
Awesome, awesome message. And आपने Superman की बात करी, so I can't let this go. I know Ali is a huge fan of Superman, and उसके साथ you got to work with the original. No, I have to ask you about this. जो original सबने दुनिया में सबने देखी हुई है Superman, जो original Christopher Reeves की जो movie थी, उसमें जिन्होंने Lois Lane का role किया था, you actually got to work with the original Lois Lane. So what was that like for you?
So I got to work with the original composer of the Superman theme, John Williams. I got to work with Margot Kidder, the original Lois Lane. And I got to work with Sidney James Fury, who directed Superman 4 with the original with Christopher Reeves and Margot Kidder. And for any comic book fan, that is like like Superman fan. Oh man, I was for 3 weeks. I was in Sault Ste. Marie in northern Canada, in the twin cities of Sault Ste. Marie in Michigan, and I was there with Margot Kidder and Lou Gossett Jr. And it was really an experience that I will never forget. The film is like a campy sort of, action comedy. It's called The Dependables. And you can catch it on iTunes and other places. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not the best film necessarily. The experience of it, मैं नहीं भूल सकता. because Sydney Fury has genuinely, he's 89 years old.
Wow.
He was about almost 80 when we shot that film. And he has forgotten more about film than I can ever even remember.
Yeah, wow.
उनकी film knowledge experience इतना ज़्यादा है. And Margot Kidder, man, क्या बात है यार. Wow, Lou Gossett Jr. I mean, it was just an unbelievable project.
Yeah, amazing. The Jovi, yeah.
And by the way, that is doing so much. An amazing young cast with me that are still really good friends of mine. Noah Reid, Stefan James, Shannon Kirk, Wilson Bose. These guys are young Canadian artists that are making a mark in Hollywood and are like actors, musicians. Zabardast yaar. I mean, like Noah is on Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
That amazing Canadian show.
Yeah.
It's like one of the #1 Canadian shows out there. Stefan James was in an Oscar-nominated movie 2 years ago. Wilson Bose is like a rock star now, and he's like a writer. Shannon Cook is in The 100, which is like such a famous CW show. So yeah, man, like it was really one hell of a project. It was one project that is for the books, and an experience I will never forget. Just having chats with these amazing people.
Yeah.
And I have pictures. God rest her soul, Margot Kidder just died actually last year.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that one of the last few projects that I got to be with her on. And it was one of Sidney James Fury's last films as well.
Wow.
He said, I'm going to...
Amazing.
It was really an epic journey for me, man. It was really something. And just chatting with these people, there's so much wisdom and so much you learn about film and life. Wow. Kabhi nahi bhulunga main yaar.
No, that's amazing. And I like to bring these things to light. Matlab, pata chale ke there are Pakistanis who are making such a name for themselves abroad and working in different projects. I think sometimes we live in a bubble, you know, everything starts and begins in this one area, but dunya itni badi hai. And it's nice to see Pakistanis coming abroad and working hard and working with such big names and you know, kind of establishing that, you know, place.
It's a sign of true greatness that उन लोगों ने मेरा नाम इतना forward किया और Hollywood में और Canada में इतना बढ़ाया, you know, जो कि मैं कभी नहीं, I'll be forever grateful.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that, you know, but उन्होंने इतने लोगों को आगे बताया, मुझे इतने phone calls आए उस film के बाद, जबकि film itself was not a major success or anything like that. लेकिन मुझे इतने phone calls और इतनी, let's say, audition offers or I got so many great offers after that thing because these guys put such a good word in.
Yeah.
The way Margaret was about, you know, okay, oh my God, like you're from Pakistan, that is amazing. Tell me more. Tell me more.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Sydney Fury actually offered by looking at my other work. Like I didn't have to audition for that role.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that Sydney Fury knows who I am and had seen my work was like, I was when am I going to wake up?
No, because I think it's your talent as well. Word of mouth is the best advertisement, if you want to, whatever, however you want to put it. But you know, I think kaam acha karoge, log notice karenge, and that's how you kind of create a name for yourself, which you definitely have.
All I'm going to say is truly Huma is सच्चाई ये है that one just should never stop dreaming. I mean, if someone told, I used to always say it. मैं कहता था अपने आप से और लोगों से भी कि मैं Superman में काम करूँगा.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know, you did in a way. Yeah.
You know, a skinny brown kid in Pakistan. You know, saying this, I was like, if I could tell, if the 30-year-old me could go back and tell the teenage-year-old me that it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Wow. No, you made it happen, and that's you know. Yeah. And this is very encouraging, I'm sure, for young Pakistani artists जो देख रहे हैं, जो सोच रहे हैं कि हम किस तरह करेंगे. How can we go out? AlI Kazmi is a great example of that. And I know we're wrapping up the show now. It's come to the end, but I also want to mention you're also balancing fatherhood. You have two, mashallah, beautiful boys. you've been married to the love of your life, who you've known since you were 12, and आप family को भी balance कर रहे हैं कि आपका कोई भी social media follow करता है. It's a beautiful mix of you know, you're very real and raw, and I think people connect with you very well. What do you say about that? Is that difficult for you to do, or is it just natural?
You know, it is difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's difficult for everybody out there that wants to be part of their family and work. And I think it's time for all of us to realize, for all the women out there as well, that in the 21st century, I think everybody's taking it for granted that, you know, women work and have kids, and they're super women at work and at home and still cook and do all that shebang. So आप please, मेरा यही है कि आप please, you know, 50-50 आपका भी काम है. So as a man, I think it's just I have to say that my parents did it. I will give them full marks. Actually, it doesn't feel as hard to me because I've seen my father do it. I saw my grandfather do it. My mom and my grandmother didn't cook in the house. My father and my grandfather did.
Wow. It's amazing.
My father is the one that woke me up for school. He made the breakfast. Grandfather made me lunch. You know, there was an equal sort of sense of equality even in that time in the 80s and the 90s while I was growing. So I was like, yeah, up to it's the 21st century, yaar. Up to agar main nahi karunga to phir shame on me. You know? So it was kind of something that I was always a given in my head. It was something that मैंने कहा था, हाँ मैं ऐसे, it was something, it was a given that I will be a hands-on father. I will change diapers and try to cook for them and do whatever I can for them.
Amazing.
So yeah, I take big pride in it, and I'm very happy with the fact that, you know what, when my sons grow up, I hope they can do the same for their wives and their partners and their kids someday. And I hope they take it as, you know what, ये normal बात है और ऐसा होना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल होना चाहिए. And this is amazing, and it's so nice to see and so refreshing to see that too. You're definitely making a name for Pakistan, outside of Pakistan and back in Pakistan, and we hope to see you in a lot more projects in the future, Ali. It's been so great talking to you. But yes,
बोलो, sorry.
I was saying, go ahead.
The last part.
आप बोले please. क्या कहने लगे थे आप?
Nothing, नहीं. मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाहूँगा कि I think like we need to be more real with our social media, our Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We need to be more real because if you see like even celebrities worldwide or whatever it is, like, I mean, it should be a window into your soul, into who you are, not just pictures where you're standing out in the distance, you know, like well, it should be a true
connection,
sort of definition of who you are.
Yeah, connection.
You know.
So that's the biggest thing I think we need now is just all humanity to connect as one, and I think that that's happening. And there's a lot of good things that will come out of, you know, the challenges we're facing. And one of the great things is that I got to talk to you, even though we're sitting a little bit far apart. And, you know, the internet is bringing everybody together. And it was lovely to chat with you on this platform. And I know that this is going to be enjoyed by lots of fans of yours. So thank you so much, Ali, for being with us on the show and for chatting with me. And all the best to you and more success to you in the future. You know, I'm always in your corner.
Huma, thank you, man. Huma, you are, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Time kabhi pata nahi chalta.
Nahi pata chalta. We can talk for hours.
Man, you're a superb host, and you know I wish you all the best in life. Thank you.
I know, and we'll work together again soon, inshallah. So thank you so much. You take care, and I want to thank go ahead.
जाने से पहले, I want to just say one quick thing. कि please, everybody, stay blessed, stay safe, and let's try, चाहे जो भी हो, let's try to be kinder, be stronger, be wiser, and treat our planet a little bit better. Inshallah, once we properly come out of this lockdown. So, love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. That's amazing. And I think that's the best way to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again soon.